Iron Dog is billed as the world's longest, toughest snowmobile race. These racers, they come in as teams of 2, and that is for safety. They're out in the most remote areas of Alaska, crossing the toughest terrain, the Alaska Range, going into the flatlands of Alaska, out to the coast, and then back on the river system to Fairbanks. Well, the National Guard had become a presenting sponsor of the Iron Dog race for the 2010 event. Where the Guardsmen will be at will be a place called Portman. There's absolutely nobody there until the Iron Dog comes in, and they stay in tents. We bring in volunteers. Of course, they have to bring in gear and food for the days that they're there. And when racers and race participants come through, they provide them the fuel and oil, and of course, a little warm-up spot for them to get to the next checkpoint. Checkpoints are anywhere from 80 to 100 miles apart.
My name is Elaine Jackson. My riding partner is Rick Fleming, Team 42. I was approached last fall about the possibility of riding for the National Guard in the rec class. Of course, I jumped on it.
We moved to Alaska here in '96. After so many years of watching other people ride snow machines and saying, man, that looks cool, I broke down and bought a used snow machine a few years ago. I got hooked on it and started doing some serious riding and training for some long-distance racing.
It's a great opportunity to be able to do what we're doing for the Guard.
I'm riding a 2008 Ski-Doo Renegade X model. It's got a 600 SDI engine in it. I've taken it up over 100 miles an hour before on ice roads out on Big Lake. It's a fast machine. It will do really well. Historically, fewer than 50% of teams ever make it to the finish line, even recreational class or in the pro class. It doesn't matter. And it's an awesome sight. When I'm cutting across a lake at 100 miles an hour, I look at my shoulder, and she's right there with me the whole time.
Our race conditions this year is going to be a little rough from what I've heard. I know that the snow came early for the Alaska Range, and I know racers were able to get up to the Puntilla area quite a bit earlier, but since then we've had a lot of lack of snow. It makes it very rough, and the cushion's not there to cover up, fallen trees, the holes, the potholes, the rivers.
Watching the coastline to your right get farther and farther and farther away. And before you know it, you're miles away from land. You're out in the middle of this bay on ice. And that was unnerving the first time I did it, being that far away from actual land.
What I'm most excited for is just to get started, get out on the trail, be able to see parts of Alaska that otherwise I'd probably never even see.